Can everybody hear me? Happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Yes, technical difficulties. We got it. We're here. A little bit different background today. We got off of our podcast, Son of a Beach podcast, way too late last night to move everything. So my normal spot. Hold on. Okay. So we're just going to improvise today. We're going to be up in the podcast studio today for lunch with Lindsey. Not going to be my normal spot. My normal spot will definitely be down in the kitchen. But with packing for the trip, having all the kids home, the late podcast last night, we are just rolling with it. That is my motto for today. We're rolling with it. Now I need to take a deep breath because, as you can tell, I am glowing. That is not on purpose. I am sweating. But I got my favorite little sidekick girl here with me. She's standing in for Daddy. Say hi, Lucy.
Hi.
She's home with me today. It's spring break. Are you excited, Lucy, for spring break?
Yes, it already is.
I know, but what are you most excited for this week?
I'm going to the mansion.
Going to the mansion. Okay. Me too. I'm super excited for that. We leave tomorrow, and it's going to be so much fun.
We haven't packed yet.
We have not. Thanks for calling me out on that. No, I have not packed. Luckily, I did a big haul at Pat, and I'm just going to throw all their new stuff in a bag, and it will be good. But happy Friday, guys. Eric, if you're watching, I did not know how to put the screen on the TV. So we're just going to look at halos today, right, Lucy? Put your head in there. You've got a little halo. Put your little halo. Okay, and good news, everybody. If you were on our live last night, everybody's wearing pants today. So just thought I'd clarify that. We had a little bit of concern there in the aftermath of some comments, and I find it really funny. I have to remember, I feel like I know all of you guys, because I just do. I feel like I know all of you, and so I have to remember that you guys don't know, not all of you know me and know my humor, and know, how I just speak anyways, and of course I wear pants. And the inappropriate pants, meaning pajama pants, if I'm wearing a pretty top and then I have pajama bottoms on the bottom, that would be obviously something I would not go out in public or want to be live on wearing. So that's what I meant. So yeah, pajama bottoms, for sure. But I just wanted to clarify that because we had a little bit of concerns with some people that I don't think obviously know Eric and I very well and don't know our humor. We all had pants on. So just clarifying that. And today I have actually going out of the house pants on. So that's, yeah, we're good. We're set. So if we have to run out of the house in a quick hurry, I've got my day pants on. So, all right, moving on. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to always let the chat kind of lead the way. But then you guys, Lucy, you got to type those numbers in, girl. Today, we're also answering questions from Facebook, Instagram, where you guys kind of hit us on socials. And we got the kind of like what we did last night, kind of had the pre-questions as well. So we're going to be doing that. I'm going to get that all ready here. But first, let's say hi to everybody. Say, Lucy, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
It's Friday, and boy, does it feel like a Monday. I will tell you that right now. It has been I wore pants, Amanda. You know what? I thought about it. I looked at my pajama bottoms because I was in such a hurry. And I'm like, no, we're going to put pants on today. I think everybody would probably, feel rest assured to know that everybody's wearing proper pants today. So that's what we did. We wore pants. So at least there's that. Anywho, happy Friday. Does anybody have any big plans? Is anybody else on spring break right now? Or is it just us Floridians? Or are we all Is there any other towns or states or anything that are doing spring break? I feel like we do spring break really early. But that's just because, too, I'm also used to the up north, which up north, where our kids used to go to school, they don't get spring break every year. It's every other year. So this year, I believe, is an off year where the kids actually, if we were still there, wouldn't be getting spring break. So that's a big bummer. I'm not going to wear pants for the next 4 days. Yeah. I don't think any of us, actually, it's not that kind of a trip. We're going to wear beach pants. We're going to make sure that we clarify that. From now on, we're going to clarify what kind of not pants are we wearing. But that's funny, Eric. The town next to me is on spring break, but we don't have ours until the week of Easter. Yeah, that's how I think up north is, where we're from. I think it's like right before Easter. They do their spring break or whatever. So it's just so crazy. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Florida has spring break longer than anybody that like any other state. I feel like spring break here is like 3 months long. And it's because everybody coming down here is coming down at different times. So it's just, yeah. I feel like it's just spring break here for the next, like, it's not just like, oh, week spring break. It's like, oh, the next 5 months is spring break. But anyways, Misadventure. Oh, I just answered that one. When is spring break over? Things calm down a bit. I just kind of said that. That's funny. I'm moving down there, but trying to decide the month to do May or June. Okay, so I would go, if you don't want to be in the kind of chaos of what spring break Florida is here, I would definitely kind of do the latter of the part. I don't know if Amanda or Kyle could help me out on that. I believe spring break, oh my goodness, it's really long here. Like it's really, really long. It started already like 2 weekends ago. And it will go on. I mean, it will go on probably April, May, end of April for sure. Yeah, after April, yeah. So I want to say we're still kind of having a little bit of spring breakness here in April, but anything after April, you should be good. Yeah, that would be good. I think most states are March or April, but it's our first spring break here. Yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, that's why when we went to Clearwater and I was like not understanding what was going on with like, because we've been to Clearwater many, many times, and every time we're there, it's busy. That's one of those places that we always choose, like, what kind of mood are we feeling today? Are we feeling like we want to be touristy? Are we feeling like we want to hit up like adventures and things to do, and we're okay with kind of dealing with traffic and that kind of stuff? We always go to Clearwater when we're in like a touristy excursion, want to hop on some sort of a boat or something like a dolphin cruise or something like that. We're like, okay, we know we're going to Clearwater. But we know that it's always kind of going to be the hustle and bustle of crowds and things like that. But boy, oh boy, was I like, what is going on? It was crazy. I can't remember. It just reminded me of just, I don't know. It was craziness. But we had fun. That's all that matters. Everybody had fun. We love Clearwater. But yeah, we definitely, our family particularly, will probably not venture back down to Clearwater until the spring breakers have all kind of cleared back and head back to school. So, yes, honey. What's that? Oh, Lucy, you see that? Say hi, Jesus Literal. Well, she's the one that we made all that fun basket for. So, I'm hoping she gets that soon. All right, so I will get to some questions from, let's start with, I have lots of questions here, and lots of good ones. Okay, so we have Wendy Roy. So Wendy Roy asks, has Lindsey found a good place to get her hair and nails done? I'm moving to the area and need some recommendations. So yes, I have. Actually, I think I've talked about this before with Eric. I can't even take the credit for this. Eric actually found this lady for me and this place. He was helping Brody find somewhere for Brody gets like a perm and like all that stuff. And he was actually finding a place for him to go because I was just tied up that day. And he found this place. It's called Flying Scissors. It's here in Clermont. And it is absolutely amazing. My girl I go to, her name is Alyssa. She is fabulous. However, she is getting ready to go on maternity leave in May. But she's one of those, like, she's like such a, like, she is just crazy and like loves her job, which is great for me, great for everyone else that gets the pleasure of having her. But she's not going to take like a full, because I talked to her previously about this. I said, hey, is it okay? Can I give recommendations? Can I send people your way? You know, do you want me to wait until after you come back from maternity leave, or how do you want me to do it? And she's like, girl, send them over. So I don't think she's going to be taking like a full maternity leave. She's going to like her extension people for sure. She's not. So like, instead of like the 8 or whatever, 12 weeks that she was going to take, she'll come in for some of her clients, like extensions and what have you. 'Cause she's like amazing and she doesn't want to like have to have other people go other places and things like that. So she said, no, I'm definitely going to be in and out of the salon all the time, so please send them my way. So her name is Alyssa and she's at Flying Scissors in Clermont, Florida. I will probably at some point put, she gave me permission to kind of put all of her details out on our page. So I was going to have her business card here. And with the morning I had and the afternoon I've been having, I completely forgot to bring that. So I'll do something like that. And if that was Wendy Bird, was that your question? Because if anything, I can just message you. I'll just message you, and I can get you all that. But it's Flying Scissors in Clermont, and her name is Alyssa. She is amazing. You are so welcome. All right, next question. Oh, this was a good one. This was one that it really made me think for a minute. And I hope that I can answer this, like, where this helps you. Because I'm a little nervous that I may not, just because of not being necessarily in this situation, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be the best one for it. But let's go. So, it's loving to live better. My question is, did any of your children not want to move to Florida? I have 2. One really wants to move and the other doesn't. I wonder if that was the case for you. If so, kind of how did I go about it and things like that. And thank you and love you guys. We love you too. So loving to live better, that's a hard one for me because we didn't have that situation. So what I wanted to do, and because all of our kids wanted to move, I wanted to think like, okay, how would I have handled, I guess, what would I have done if that were the case? You know, there's 6 of them. Bo obviously is new here and doesn't really quite have an opinion yet. But, you know, 5 of them, you know, do. And I'm trying to think, like, what would I do? I mean, the odds are in our favor with somebody not agreeing. I mean, we can't even really ever pick a restaurant to go to that we all agree on. But this case, everybody was wanting to move back here. So we got extremely lucky that way. We were just extremely fortunate. And I think that's what was the driving factor so much with Eric and I is, yeah, we were feeling this way. But we really kind of would have probably held on to our feelings a little bit longer if it wouldn't been the fact that our kids came to us, Lucy, no, honey. If our kids wouldn't have came to us so early on and started to express things to us. But I thought about this for a while and I'm like, what would we have done? I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know because Eric and I have always always done things, no matter what it is, whether it's moving, whether it's just anything. We've always tabled it with our kids. Our kids know that their opinions, their fears, their thoughts, their hopes, any of that will always take a place and matter in our family. Now, at the end of the day, Eric and I are the parents, and they know that. They know that we're going to make, whether it's a move or whether it's, take these classes, take this class, take whatever, that at the end of the day, we're going to listen to them. We're going to hear them out. But at the end of the day, we're the parents in that, we know what's best for them right now. So I don't know, that would have been really, I do not, that is that's a tough call. That's a tough call. All I can say is to continue the conversation, continue the table talk with both of them. Maybe talk to the one that is not sure about it and just ask, what are your reservations? What is your worries? What is what are the couple things that are like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to do this. And see if there's a resolution for it. Maybe that child doesn't know certain things. Maybe they're worried about something they don't need to be. I don't know their ages. That would be really, really good. No. That'd be really, really good to know, too, like if they're super young, or are they a teenager? Are they locked in their group of friends that they don't want to move away from? Are they locked in their sports and they're good where they're at, or they're afraid of starting over? All that kind of stuff will play a factor. Now, if they're 5 or 6 or something like that, where it's like, okay, they're a little, yes, even Lucy girl, I would always take Lucy's, thoughts and opinions into any of ours. She's a person. She's living, breathing human. She has feelings. She has thoughts. Eric and I would never put those thoughts and fears to the side, and my kids know that. But I think you just need to continue the conversation, for sure. I think you need to continue the conversation. I think that you need to dig a little deeper as to what are the reservations. Is it fixable? Is it a fixable reservation? Or are these high schoolers that are like, that was one of our things with Brody, was that if we were going to come back, he really wanted to get back here before he hit high school, because he just said, but Brody's a different kind of breed. He's very social. He loves meeting new people. So he was open and ready. Like, he looked at it more exciting. He looked at it more like, oh, I get to meet new people. Like, I get to meet new friends. I get to play on different teams. Like, so he kind of just had that glass half full. He's a lot like his dad that way, where I'm more of like, Miles and me are more reserved. We're more worried. We think of all the things that could go wrong. But that was his thing. That was his one thing, that he was like, I just would rather go into the high school, being settled, being established in groups, in sports. I would like to get a football season in. I'd like to go out for the basketball team. There was things that he knew for himself that would make this move easier for him. And that was one of it. So, of course, Eric and I were like, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that is what we can do for you. That doesn't always work out, that doesn't always work out. And he knew that. He knew, like, hey, if it didn't work out, it didn't matter, because my pros and cons list were overflowing as to why I wanted to be back here anyways. But that was just something that he put out, that he felt as an individual, as a child, as that would be easier for him to adjust. So I really am sorry that's like a long, drawn out answer, but I really think in this situation, if I was in this situation, I definitely would continue the talk. I'd continue the talk. I would listen. I would not try to, I don't know how to put it. I wouldn't try to like coerce or any of those kinds of things to try to change your child's mind. But I would let them know, like, hey, look at this. Now, did you see this program, or did you see this? Look at this, and just kind of make sure that they know everything before making a decision either way. And that's all I could say I could do, because I'm telling you right now, that would be the toughest for Eric and I. if one of the children didn't want to do it. Because Eric and I are the type of people that I don't know if I could bring a bigger kid down here that was devastated. I don't know. I think it all depends on the age and everything into it. So just keep talking, listen. That's going to be one of the biggest things you can do. You need to listen. And keep us posted, please. And if there's any other things that I can do for you, just let me know. So I hope I did all right with that one. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's hard because I never want to speak. Eric and I never want to speak on anything that we've never went through, been, anything that we can really give a clear-cut opinion on is something that we go through ourselves. Because I don't want to tell you what to do in your life with your children on something that's like, I've got nothing on that. I've got no skin in that game with that, oh my gosh, God forbid, like if anything were to go wrong with that, so I just think it's important to just keep talking and listening. And yeah, so I hope all works out with that. So, all right, Lucy, let's go to the chat for a little bit here. Amanda says, one of our 3 wasn't sure about Florida, but he saw all the excitement and wanted to be like, well, look at you go to this, and like try to like convince, I guess was the right word. But we definitely, I think that's important, to they kind of fed off each other. They saw how excited the other ones were. You can show them different things you can do down here. You can show them and just be like, okay, before you make your decision, like, let's lay this all out and really get down to it. I think that's great. And they were, willing going down here to give it a shot. So I think that's great. And it worked out. And I'm so happy for that. Maybe not last night, but that would feel inappropriate during the day. I don't know what we're talking about. Probably the pants conversation. It's just funny. I just wanted to clear that up because I forget people don't know me and they don't know like my sense of humor and the way that I talk. So when I say inappropriate, I mean like not like inappropriate like most people would think inappropriate, but just like not like, anyways, moving on. All right, so I just moved to Sanford from Arizona. Well, welcome. How are you liking it? Happy Friday, everyone. I can't believe less than 2 weeks till we move down to Florida. Expecting 6 inches of snow tomorrow here in Pennsylvania. Warm weather will be welcomed. Oh my goodness, Wendy Bird, we are so excited. And yes, Florida welcomes you. We're ready for you to get home. And it's going to be a definitely, probably for y'all, a very, warm welcome to the warm weather. Great time of year to be coming down here. So that's super exciting. We tried to help our kids have a longer term mindset. Exactly. Like, Amanda, like you should probably just like write my answers for me because I feel like you and I are like the same, but you know how to like actually verbally get it out of your mouth. And like I sit here and fumble. Like that's perfect. Like long-term mindset. They're all happy outside fishing, hiking, and Florida gives us much more opportunity to do those things. Exactly. And I think too, that's why I was wondering like the ages on the kids too and like where they're at because, and what kind of things do they like to do? I think if you have like a big like skier in the family and like they love to do that, that may be a little bit harder if if you guys are really outdoor winter people or your children are. But yeah, I think that's great long term. And that's something that Eric and I, even before we even moved to Florida the first time, we have always talked to our older ones to always plan for future. We have always set goals. We've taught them very early on what goals are, how to set them, how to strive for them, and how important it is knowing, decisions that you make now, like given Brody being in 8th grade, decisions you make now, well, you're kind of at that age that it sticks with you. It's going to go with you and to always be thinking ahead for sure. So that's great. Kendra, how do you think the move affected Sully? Our kids are all under 5, so I am always wondering how they will see the move and how they really would understand it. You guys sit down, Lucy, okay? If you go, can you shut the door for Mom? Thanks, babe. That's actually a really good question because the first time we moved, I don't think Sully was too little. I don't even think that he even really fully understood what was going on. Other than it was like months until he took his snow boots off. We had to kind of like, Sully, it's okay. Like, you have to take your boots off. It's like 90 degrees and he's wearing his Spider-Man winter boots. So, but the first time, I don't think he really truly grasped what was going on. I think he just kind of fell into place and this was his new normal. But this time around, I feel like it definitely surprised me how much Sully was confused with the situation. I look at Sully and Sully Bear has been our baby, he's 5. So 5 years he's been the baby of the family and we've always just looked at him like he's so little and he'll be okay. He'll bounce back. Like, they're resilient. How can he really, really grasp right now? He's kind of at that age, but he loves it here. First off, I'm going to say, like, everything Sully loves to do, the lizards, the frogs. Sully is an explorer, and he is an outdoor kid. He needs to be outside. He loves to go on the hunt. He loves his scooter. He loves all those things. So he loves it here and he loves Florida. But the moving was very confusing for him. However, our situation is probably different than yours. We moved back and forth from places so much in such a short period of time that it was a huge change. I mean, like, he wasn't grasping like a home and like staying put. So he didn't really understand when we first got here, okay, this is it. It was kind of like, well, where are we moving next? Because you got to remember, we moved here, Sully was 2. So we lived in our Victoria house for 2 years, which that's a big deal for him. He's little, that's a long time. But then when we moved to the other house in Florida, we were there for 3.5 months. And then we moved back to Wisconsin. We moved into my parents' basement until our house was ready. We were there for a month, then moved to another house in Wisconsin, there for 7 months, and now we're back to Florida. So all within a year's time, Sully had done 3 really big moves. So I think Sully just was like, whoa, like, this is kind of like a norm. When are we going again? And like, even with this vacation rental that we're doing, like, he has been yelling at us all week wondering why we're not packing our stuff up. Like, he's like, why are we not packing? You said we were moving to a mansion. Like, so I think he's not affected so much by moving, like where we are from Wisconsin to here. No, he was super excited when he found out he's going to be able to crab hunt again, that he was going to be able to catch his sand fleas, his lizard. He missed all of those things in Wisconsin. It's the moving physically, like from one house to another, that he really was like, and I felt so bad about. I was like, this poor little baby, like, he is so confused. He is just along for this ride, and it is a crazy one. But now I can tell now, yeah, Sully thinks people move every few, yeah, that's literally what it was. And like, when I started to realize like changes in him that way, I took a step back and I'm like, oh my gosh, Eric, like, this poor baby, he thinks like that, so all we want for him now moving forward is to show him stability and show him we are here, we're not going anywhere. And I think that's why Eric and I, we want to be, like, we were homeowners. We love having our home and we love owning our home. That's important to Eric and I, but I think not so much just the market, because Eric's in real estate, so he loves doing that. But I think for our children, we need to stay put for a while. It's not that we want to rent this long, because we don't. I want to put roots down here. I want to have a property that is ours, that we own, and have that, like, just the grounded, okay, we've got actual physical on paper roots here. This is our home. We're not, going anywhere. But I think for the children's sake, especially Sully, we need to stay put. We love it here. We love this house. We love the neighborhood. Our kids have so many little neighborhood friends. It's a perfect, safe area for us. So we're okay with that. But I think Sully definitely needs that. I think we need to just like stay put and just put our roots down here. And a home is where you wear your hat. Home is where you hang your hat at night. So it doesn't matter. And yeah, we need to give Sully Bear a little rest. Every time we say we're going somewhere, whether it's like a weekend to the hotel or like we're going on a thing, he gets his suitcase. The poor kid, he doesn't know, he's running like, don't forget this, don't forget that. And then trying to explain to him, buddy, we're coming back. So he's just so little and he doesn't really understand that. But mentally, like moving geographically from Wisconsin to here, no, he was completely fine. He was completely fine. He was super, obviously, he went from seeing his cousins and his grandparents every day. So that was that, just like the other kids, just missing that kind of stuff. But it was fine. It was a very smooth transition that way. And the minute we came here, he didn't even go into the house. He didn't even care about the house when we first pulled up in the moving truck. He went right on the outsides of the house, looking for the lizards, looking for the frogs, looking for the toads. So he was jumping right back into it. All right, let's jump in here. Let's see if there's something for Lucy. Where?
It's down.
Hey, Lucy, my daughter and I made a paper chain for our countdown to our move in Florida. You ladies gave us the idea. Isn't that awesome? Your little paper chains, girl. You're making it big with your paper chains. That's so awesome. I actually love that Lucy, we're frozen. I actually love that Lucy does that. Oh my goodness, Lucy girl. You gotta sit on your bottom. Okay? Sit on your bottom, girl. All right. Let's answer this one. Sam, my wife is really willing to move. We are picking out a lot of... Hold on. My wife is really willing to move. We are picking out our... during spring break. How do you prepare my wife to deal with the change after the move is done and settled? Oh boy. Well, again, it's just preparing, knowing ahead of time that things are going to be different, knowing that different is not bad, it's just different, and just, do not kind of shelter, get out, meet people, build a support system. That is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And if you prepare all those things and know different is not bad, different is just different, and be all those things that we talked about last lunch with Lindsey, learning to let go without losing. That's really big, and your mindset is extremely important. All right. You want another question? Ask for one. Can you open Brody's phone for me?
Yeah.
1 second, guys. I just have to check on Sullivan really quick. 1 second. Lucy, talk to the chat.
Hi.
See if they have any questions for you. Ask for questions, Luce.
I'm trying to see if there's any questions. I can't read them.
You can't read them?
No.
I'm coming. I'm coming, Sissy Lissy. Alright, you guys good? You good? Alright, Sissy Wissy.
I can read one.
You can read one? Try to read it.
Lucy, how do you like your school?
That's a good. Alright, scoot over, girl. Alright, you gotta answer it now.
Good.
Can you get more? What is some of your favorite things about school? What do you like doing?
Eating Eating lunch.
Eating lunch, but what's your favorite day of the week? I know this. Don't lean back. At your school, what do they do? Every what? Friday?
Friday we do something fun, like maybe dress up day, like maybe.
Talk over here. What's it called though? What's your school have every Friday?
Fun Friday.
Fun Friday. And Mom loves it too because I've always got to pull a rabbit out of my hat and turn one of these kids into something. Because
That's it.
that's LOL, that's Daddy. Oh,
Cool.
no, cool jacket. Yes. She's turning into a little mom with her jean jackets. Like, I'm a huge jean jacket, and now Lucia, she thinks that she's always got to have it on. Okay, so Wendy Bird, I wonder if you're in here still. I think she is. Yeah, she said, Lucy, what's your favorite book?
Try nothing. Hot dog.
You like Pete the Cat, right? Don't lean, okay, honey? But Wendy Bird, I got the card. So I will make sure that after the show, I get you Alyssa's information at Flying Scissors. I found it when I was helping Sully Bear. I'm going to be like Sully, not even going in the house when I get there and just, yeah, exactly. No, it kind of worried me at first. I thought like, oh my gosh, does he not even care anymore? Like, you know, because all the kids, they're obviously like, where's my room? You know, that's like that was the first thing I wanted to do because we didn't even see the place. You know, Kyle went through it for us. Thank you, Kyle. But obviously, my daughter is a cute little blondie like you. Aww. That's so cute. You know, obviously everyone is running in the house and like that's the first thing we want to see, right? Because like this is where we're gonna live. And Sully's just like, nah, I'm good. And he already, I don't know if Eric's still in here, but I don't know how many minutes, and I say minutes, it took Sully to catch his first frog. I mean, and then he had a grasshopper. I have a picture of it. The first day we got there, he found a grasshopper. This grasshopper sat on his shoulder for hours. And I'm not kidding you. Literally hours. He did everything with this grasshopper. This grasshopper just sat on his shoulder. I have pictures of it. I think he even had lunch with it. It did not move. It was like, you know, just chilling with him. So he's like the little like reptile bug whisperer. But yeah, he was right back in his element. I mean, it was immediate. I knew right away, like, because I was a little worried about Sully. Just because he was already starting to act a little like, what's going on, going from Nana's basement to the house and like everything. It was just a lot of change for a little buddy. You know, it was just a lot of change in a short period of time. So I'm like, oh man, I hope Sully's okay, you know, and all of that. And when we talked to him and we did table him, he wanted to come back. So we knew that he was excited about all of that, but I just was worried. But the minute we got there and him running, we have a really, really pretty backyard. And when he ran and he was already in his element, catching all of his favorite stuff, and I knew he was going to be all right. So we can afford more house. Our jobs are currently remote, and we live in Richmond, Virginia. I'm going to go with Virginia. We're okay. Yeah, I mean, Larry, that's one of those things that, yeah, that's definitely something that is, you know, a huge deciding factor. I think that's good that you guys are thinking about that for sure. You know, just being like, hey, we have time. Let's pay some things off so we come down here clear-headed and, you know, can be able to afford more. That's a great plan. I don't see anything wrong with that, Larry. I think that's a great idea. You're planning ahead. It gives you more time to prepare, more time mentally, you know, all of that to just kind of put it there, get, you know, definitely enough time to get your research together. And yeah, I mean, setting yourself up for a successful move. I think that's great. I think that's great. This may be an error question, but we are planning to move in the summer. When would it be best to put your home on the market? I wouldn't want to be homeless by putting it on the market too early. Kendra, yeah, that is definitely an error question. I want to feel like right now in this market, yeah, I definitely think that could be a concern. I've seen pictures of your house that you posted on Facebook. It's absolutely amazing. I don't think you're going to have any problems getting rid of that sucker. And yeah, that is something definitely you need to take into consideration in the market we're in. I think houses are going very, very quickly. I don't know what area you're in or not, if that's like I really don't think it really matters with areas right now. I think the market is hot everywhere. And yeah, I definitely think maybe, you know, hit Eric up on Florida with 5. And he could probably answer that. I mean, I think the summer probably the summer already? Oh, you're planning to move this summer, Kendra, already? Because, yeah, we're rounding the corner, girl. Yeah, that's a good question. Because, yeah, it could go very quickly or it may take time depending on your area. So I would talk to Eric. I'm not sure if he's in here. He had a lot of meetings today, so I knew he was going to be in and out a lot. But, yeah, that's what happened to us years and years and years ago. I mean, we didn't even have the for sale sign up in our house and it sold. And then we didn't. So, yeah, and it definitely in this market, yeah, timing is probably going to be everything. Nana's on here. Nana says, hi, Lindsey and Lucy. I've been here the whole time. Didn't know if you could see that. She's been watching you. You want to say hi, Nana?
Hi, Nana.
Are you all ready and packed to go away this weekend? Mom. No, Mom, I'm not.
I already said that.
Mom, I'm not. Like, I'm a little stressed about that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I am very stressed about that. Thanks. Definitely going to try to set ourselves up for success. Yeah, Larry, I think, don't, honey, because they can hear that on the microphone. I think that's great. Florida's going to be here. Florida's going to be here. So, you know, I think setting yourself up and having it be, you know, all your ducks in a row, so to speak, I think that's great. Because we're still going to be here. We're still going to be here. Florida's going to be here. And I think that's great. Even here in Southern Illinois, homes are going under contract. Yeah, Misadventure. Yeah. So it's definitely one of those things. I didn't realize they were moving that quick. I mean, because we're coming around the corner to it. But yeah, they sell very quickly. I mean, it's crazy. Lucy, can you open his phone for me so we can take another question from either Facebook or Instagram?
Ew, he's open. Look at.
Oh, it is open. All right. Might be a blonde. Okay, so Amanda Jane. What's been the biggest thing you all have learned after moving back to Florida? We've learned lots of things. I've learned a lot just about myself. This year for me has been the biggest year. I don't know if it's just my age or what it is, that I'm just getting older and I'm thinking more before I'm doing, which, you know, Lindsey, a while ago, I tended to just go off my heart and not very have both of these connected so much. And I have been doing a lot of that lately, where I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting. It's been a big year for me with that, and really listening to myself and really finding out what it means to when you know, you know. I never understood when people said that. Like, I just never did, like, well, how do you really know? You know, because I've always been the one that, but what if? And I've never really fully listened to myself. And really, I don't think I've ever, till this year, have really ever listened to myself and know truly who, like, what I want until this year. And I think that that's been big for me coming back here. And I've learned a lot about it's okay to want things that are different than other people. It's okay. Everyone's different, you know, and I've just learned a lot about that. And I've learned a lot about letting go, and that's okay. I really it's been a big year for Eric and I with learning so much about ourselves and trusting ourselves, trusting our gut, listening to it, and really just taking a leap. And you can say the first time we moved here was a leap, because it was, but when you then move back and then 7 months later take that leap again, that I think that was the biggest leap. It was a bigger leap than the first time that we moved here. And it's been amazing being able to let go, and I'm always going to be that what if. I'm always going to be that, because I'm built that way. My mom's built that way. We're just built that way. I think all moms have that in them. The worry of like, okay, this is great, but what if this happens? Or what if this happens? We need to plan for this. I think I'm always going to be that person. I don't think that's ever going to change. That's just who I am. But I've learned to tune it out when I need to. I've learned to kind of turn that volume down in certain situations and then have it up when, in the right situations. And it's been this year, and coming back here has been a huge self-reflection on myself, on our family. Eric has done a lot. It's been great. And I've learned that I'm tough. I really haven't never given myself, never really given myself grace with that. I've never really patted myself, so to speak, on the back with that and go, you know what, you're tough. I've always been this, I've always been I can do, like in certain situations. I want to finish college. I know I can do that. If I put my mind to this, I know I can do that. But I think myself physically knowing how much I can handle, I've always felt like but I can't handle that. If this happens, I can't handle that. I don't know how I would handle that. And yes, I can. I'm tough. And I've learned that this year. I learned that with all the road bumps we've had in this last year, like I'm dodging them left and right, and I know I can. And so I think that has been a big takeaway from coming back here, is like I can handle what you throw at me and I'm ready for it. So I think that's been big. I've learned a lot about my kids. I'm always been amazed about my kids. Like my kids have always amazed me. I look at them and it's like when I was their age, I was so, Mom, what does that mean? I don't know what my mom's face is for. She probably doesn't have her glasses on, I'm assuming. But looking at my kids have always amazed me. Like when I look at Brody, when I look at Miles, Maverick, Lucy, Sully, like when I look at them and I see that these kids walk into new situations and their heads are held high and they're ready. Like that was not me as a kid. I was very shy. Different kinds of situations scared me. I was very much in my comfort zone. I was just a shy person until you got to know me then. So to see my kids just rock this out and go into situations and, hi, I'm Lucy, or hi, I'm Brody, and just be able to thrive off of being in uncomfortable change, and it just amazes me. Like I'm just amazed at what you can throw at them as well, and how they bounce back even higher than they did. It's emotional for me. It's awesome. This year has been such a growing year for all of us, and it just gets me excited to see where we go from here. So yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this is a good one. This is from Rachel. I don't know, I don't have it written down. I'm not as fancy as Eric. If it's like Facebook or Instagram. But Rachel says, I think it's Facebook. Yeah, I think it's Facebook. I'd love to know how your kids are doing with asthma, allergies. Any recommendations? We are a family full of allergy sufferers and one with asthma moving to Tampa in June. Honey, don't do that, okay? You're going to fall. So that's huge. That's exactly like us. We have a ton of asthma kids. I don't want to say a ton, but like Brody, me, Miles, Sullivan, we all have asthma. And Lucy and Maverick are really the only ones in the house who don't have allergies. The rest of us have seasonal allergies. So
Bo does?
Well, not Bo yet. He's little yet. So, but it was, I think we had a little bit of an adjustment when we first moved here. It was an adjustment. just like the climate change and whatever, we had a little bit of an adjustment. But then my kids did really well. So when we were up north, we were sick all the time. My kids were sick every winter. I felt like we were sick the entire winter long. And when we came here, like the first year, 2 years we were here, they were hardly sick. Sullivan went through a bout with some pulmonary issues. He got croup a lot, those kinds of things. But the other kids, even with being in school, they did really, really well. But I will tell you, Rachel, I am going to warn you that the allergy season here in Florida is intense. It's long. I think there's only, Amanda, I don't know if you're in here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the allergy season, is there only 2 months out of the year that allergies aren't bad here? I don't know. I feel like that's it. I feel like it's like only two or 3 months. I mean, the allergy season here is very long. And it can be intense. This year, I feel like has been the worst year for allergies. We've been using a lot of Claritin in the house. We've been, we all have like nose sprays and, allergy. My kids take prescription allergy medicine. So that's been around the clock. So yeah, but it can be done. You can live and everything will be, everything will be fine. I don't think that it's necessarily a deal breaker at all. There's a lot of positives to the climate. Sullivan had eczema, absolutely horrible. And eczema and asthma go hand in hand. So anytime I know that his asthma is going to flare up, his eczema has already been flared up. Anytime I know that, or vice versa, they kind of feed off of each other. So when he's starting to get asthmatic, his skin's a big indicator of what's going on. And his eczema, he used to bleed. It used to be really bad. He doesn't have any of that issue here anymore. And then when we went back to Wisconsin for the 7 months, he started to bleed again. His eczema got really, really, really bad. So, so I think just always have their allergy medication, listen to them. Don't open windows when it's when you go outside and your car is green, probably not a good time to, open windows and those kinds of situations. And with you having your family, you guys have been through this, you have a child with asthma and allergies, you know the drill. I think it's just be more, prepared for that. And you'll be just fine. But yeah, I would definitely stay on top of that. Wendy Bird, thank you so much, Wendy. We really appreciate that.
What is it?
Hey, look at just like that. It's a little super chat. I'm super allergic to cold weather. Yeah. Same. Lucy says same. She's super, super allergic. All right, let's take another question. You guys, you can keep asking questions in the chat as well. Otherwise, you're just going to get me rambling on here. Okay, so here's one from, you can help me with this one. Kayla, what is your favorite day trip to take as a family? What do you love to do? Most in Clermont? We are moving to Clermont at the beginning of June, and we want some ideas for getting to know the area. So I can tell you first off with Clermont, so far our favorite stuff to do is the parks. The parks are so fun here. There's so many to choose from. The parks, the walks, Clermont just has so many awesome things, but the parks and little restaurants too, little bistro type restaurants is really, really cute. But we love the parks. We're big park goers. Even when we lived in Wisconsin, we were park hoppers. We always would do that when I would get together with my sisters. We're let's go park hop, and we'd park hop in our neighborhood. We love parks.
I know one.
So, what?
Beach.
I was going to say for our day trip, we are definitely beach goers. We love the beach. That is something, it's so hard to find. We have a big family, so it's really hard for everyone to always agree on everything, but the beach is something we all agree on. There's something there for everyone. The two middle boys, Maverick and Miles, and Lucy, love to boogie board. So they've got that. Brody is a fisherman. Sullivan is a crab hunter. He likes to look for his sand fleas. And obviously Dad and I just love being at the beach. So there's always something at the beach for all of us, and we do almost any time that we get some extra time and a day trip, it is going to be at some beach. We do like to go to beaches that we've never been to. We like to adventure out and see all the different things that Florida has, and all the diversity of beaches. Some have like huge rocks, some are just super flat, and we love that. So you're definitely gonna catch us at a beach on a day trip. That's just what for sure. And then can you go help him, and then Miles is going to help him out for me, okay? But Clermont, definitely the farmers market is super cute. They have a lot of little outdoor eating bistro areas. The parks are amazing. There are tons of parks here. I can't believe how many parks are in Clermont. And I can't believe it took me that long to figure that out. There's tons of parks in Clermont. So yeah. I know I'll cry on the move day as we say goodbye to this chapter of our lives. I'll be fine and excited for Florida, but I'm worried my emotions will confuse our young kids. Did you experience that? So yes, the first time, yes. And that's what made me learn this time around to really have that kind of in check, is because I learned from my mistakes the first time. So if you can get ahead of the game before, I think that's important, because I didn't fully, there was so much going on that day. The move was so quick. We've never done anything like this before. I was scared. I've never been anywhere without my parents, right down the road from us. So it was just there was so many unknowns. And yeah, I needed to have that. I needed to have that kind of conversation with the kids. Like, listen, these tears are both good and sad. I'm not sad. I'm not regretting my situation or the decision. But it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. To say your goodbyes. But it doesn't mean we have all these exciting things to look forward to too. So I think if you just have that conversation ahead of time, and you let the kids know, they're going to probably go through that too, and they need to know that it's okay to cry too. I told my kids that. I'm like, there is no right or wrong with your emotions, and especially in a situation like this, you're not doing it wrong. That was a huge conversation I had with my kids when they came to us when we moved back to Wisconsin. They were afraid they were going to be in trouble if they said they wanted, they were having these feelings of moving back. There's no right or wrong in your emotions and how you feel. It is what it is. It's how you feel, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to have these. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss people. It's okay. But I think just trying to focus too on all the exciting things that you have, and what got you here in the first place. What got you and your family to get to this point where you're moving and you're actually doing this and you're taking the step. You need to remember those things going into this, and that's going to be a big help. But it's okay. Of course, there's going to be emotions. Even this last time, when I already knew going into it, I knew the emotions going into it. I still giving my mom a hug every time she comes here. There's tears. Every time she would come and visit us, I cried happy tears to see my mom. Like, my mom would be crying. Like, that's a normal emotion. Let yourself have that, because if you don't want to have that bottled up. Let yourself feel that. It's raw, it's an emotion, but remember, and to stay on keeping that positive headspace of remembering what got you here, learning to let go without losing, and just eyes on the prize, and get excited. Start to get your headspace in exciting things, like say your goodbyes, have those emotions, and then take a deep breath and take it in and go, okay, we're on an adventure. We're not, you're never going to not see your family again. They're your family. You're going to, of course, be in their lives and you're going to be present with them. It's just you're doing it from a little bit farther away, and and now you're just off to this next adventure of your life. And how exciting is that?
I got you a question.
You got a question? Okay, careful, honey. I don't want you to take out the table or our back thing. Do you like the animals in Florida? Have you guys seen any snakes, gators yet? I remember where you lived before, you guys saw alligators frequently. So yeah, we used to live, and we live now. Of course, we pick places, like we live literally in the woods. But our previous house, when we lived in Victoria, we pretty much lived in a jungle. And when we would do night walks, it actually got to the point where we had to stop doing them when it was really, really dark. Because, Lucy, do you remember some of the animals we saw when we would walk in our old neighborhood? Do you remember we saw bobcats or panther? I don't know what it was. It was the one with the long tail. We saw that, like a really big cat. We've seen boar. We've seen snakes. Pigs are boars. That's the boars I'm talking about. Yeah, remember when we saw the family of boars on our walk? That was very exciting. We've seen plenty of snakes. We've seen, what are those things that have the hard shell? They look like anteaters. No, they look like anteaters, but they're not. Amanda, do you know what I'm talking about? They look like anteaters. They have the really hard shell. They're everywhere. I can't think of what it's called.
So you're not talking about turtle?
No, it's not a turtle. What are those things that were always in our yard at nighttime? They have, like, they're round and they look like, but they carry, remember we always, armadillos. Thank you. We saw armadillos all the time. All the time.
I don't know what armadillos are.
I didn't know that. Raccoons. That's pretty normal everywhere, but they are a lot here. Oh yeah, you're going to see everything here. The coyotes is what's big here right now. The coyotes are very loud at night.
They're in the orange groves.
Yep, they're in the orange groves. There's a lot of them. They come up at night, and that kind of scares me a little bit. But yeah, we just, like I've said many times before, like our night walks, I'm more scared of the animals than anything. But for the most part, they, especially with gators, stay away from them. Don't go to the edge of the water. All those kinds of things. Don't walk your dog by the edge of the water. Our kids know that they need to stay back. All those things you need to instill on them. Kendra, I know you got the boys, so make sure they know don't touch snakes. There's some even like, bugs and like caterpillars here that you ought to be careful of. Just really teach them not to touch. If you see something, don't touch it, and get on an identifier right away and learn to identify, even the toads here. There's some that are harmful to animals like dogs, small children, if they pick them up and then get that stuff on their back, like in their mouths. So we very early on got in like all the identifier pages, snakes, bugs, all of that, so that we could teach the kids very early on, to be able to indicate things like that. What did I miss? Why are all them saying armadillos? I couldn't think of what they were, that we saw them a lot in Providence, Eric. I could not think of armadillos. For some reason, I wanted to call them anteaters. They kind of look like anteaters, but it's an armadillo. Armadillos. Yes, that's what how crazy is that? And don't they have something? They have a weird disease that you think you would get it from something else. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what they have too. I just know that they have things. So we've always taught the kids, like, do not go by them. We, teach the kids with all that stuff there. Bright color bugs, bad. Yeah, for the most part. Exactly. Yeah. Bright, bad. There's also a little saying with like the snakes too, but I've learned, like, I'm actually, believe it or not, you guys, I'm a really good snake identifier, and some of the little tricks and rhymes they tell you doesn't always go. I know the coral snake, and then there's a coral snake, which is bad. But then there's another snake that's like it, and I don't know why I can't think of it off the top of my head because I know this. But sometimes there's situations where they get red and yellow. I don't know. It's just best to just not touch.
Rattle?
Me too, but happy tears. Yes, exactly, Mom. Happy tears when we see each other, for sure. But I think you have to let yourself be in those emotions. I think it's like anything, you know. You just gotta let yourself be in them and then move past it. Don't get yourself stuck in it. Don't get yourself stuck. Let it feel. Take a deep breath and get excited. You know.
Daddy asked me
I mean, I didn't know that. Can armadillos be aggressive? I don't think they're aggressive. I mean, not that I'm aware of, but I know they carry a lot of diseases, and I know one of them is like, yeah, they carry disease. I don't think they'll be aggressive. They mostly just run away when they see you. Well, they don't really run. They're very slow. At least the ones I've seen, they don't really try to get out very quickly, but they do move away. But I mean, obviously if they were rabbit or anything like that, I mean, they could probably, which I have seen so many of that with raccoons here. You need to be careful, especially in Providence. There were I will never forget that time that I saw that poor raccoon. It was so sick, like very, very sick. We couldn't let the kids go outside all day. They ended up having to, our neighborhood, can you open that again? Had to call the animal control. So yeah. Oh, they can be aggressive? Huh. I don't know. Like, I guess I've never really tried to even like get close to one to know that. All the ones we've ever encountered, and like I said, they were in our neighborhood everywhere. Like, there wasn't one day that would go by that we wouldn't see an armadillo, and we could walk right past them. Like, and they wouldn't do anything. They just eat the grass, like the bugs. So they were just like chomping. And they've never, you know, but that's crazy.
Can Daddy ask me a question?
I don't know. Daddy, can you ask Lucy a question if you're still in here? Let's see. Take another question. Here's one. This is from Instagram. It says, do you like the beauty of your area compared to living on the coast? Do you mind living inland, and how do you like the lakes? So that's a good question. I think Clermont is beautiful. I think Florida in a whole is beautiful. So I don't mind living inland at all. I know for a while, like the first 2 years we lived here, we really tried to get towards the water. Because we just love the beach so much. Our family loves the ocean. We just love it. But I'm actually really, really happy where we are. And every day on my drive, I have to pinch myself because I definitely think that where I live is beautiful. I love it inland. There's a lot of things I love being located where we are. We are very adventurous. So being in the middle part of the state, it allows for us to pick up on the weekends and go this way, go that way, really be 2 to 3 hours from all different beaches, whether we want to go Gulf side, Atlantic side, what we're feeling. It really gives Eric and I and the kids that flexibility to be able to go really check out a lot of the state, which we love because that's our lifestyle. That's what we like to do. So for that, it's perfect for us. And I think if we would have been more in a designated area, more down south, I think it would have been hard for us to do, you know, just having 6 kids and having them in sports and all those kinds of things. I think it would have been more hard for us on the travel end of it. Of course, we'd get more of the everyday beach going, which we absolutely love. But with that, we also love to go on adventures and check out all kinds of beaches. So I think being more down south would have probably really hurt us in the sense of being able to travel as much. So I love where we are. I love being inland. Yes, you still have intense weather here, but it's, you know, obviously not as intense as if you were to be on the coast. So I love that. And I think it's beautiful. I do think it's beautiful here. I love exactly where I'm located. And the lakes, for the lakes, I get really good Instagram pictures of them. I don't really, my kids fish, but we really don't do much more in the lakes than that. I bless those kids' hearts that I saw the other day swimming in there. That will definitely, we'll save the lake swimming for when we go back up north and see our family in the summer. I don't think I'm ever going to get to the point where I could have, I know I'm never going to get to a point here where I'm going to let my children swim in the lakes. That's just our prerogative. That's our comfort level. I think I can people watch for hours when I see them all doing that. It blows my mind. And obviously, you know, they're all not getting eaten by alligators. So, and I know a lot of the, you know, the true Floridians born and raised here, they do that. You know, they swim. This is what they grew up doing. This is their lake. This is where they swim. That's what they do. And oh my goodness, like rock stars. Cause like I can't. We teach our kids to kind of stay away from the lake edges. But they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. We eat on the lake a lot. There's a lot of restaurants in Clermont here that are waterfront. The lakes are beautiful. I would boat on the lakes. Absolutely. Would I get on a boat on the lake? Would I get in the water in a lake? No. But you can get some really pretty pictures of them.
It's not that easy.
What's that?
It's not that
Lucy,
easy.
what's your favorite sport? Ooh, this one's a tough one for you because you're really athletic. You like a lot of things.
I like softball, but I also like gymnastics, but
You
I
gotta
also
tuck
like
into here.
cheerleading.
Tuck into there. Not like too close. So what do you like?
I like a lot of things, but my most favorite is cheerleading.
You like cheerleading. You like softball. You like gymnastics. I loved watching you cheerlead. That was so fun. You are so brave. She used to be, when we first moved here, Lucy was in cheerleading. And she cheerleaded for the Dolphins. And she was the little girl they threw up in the air. Like, she was on the top of the pyramid, and they'd throw her up in the air. And she'd be up really high, and she'd put her leg up. She did all that. She just amazes me. That was such a fun time. You met so many friends. I met so many mom friends in there. And we traveled to different parts of Florida. We went to Tampa a lot for her cheer conventions, and that was super fun. So we're hoping to be able to get back into that.
I don't think that's
I hope you're not doing the lip gloss drinking game during the day. No, I've got coffee and water. And yeah, I don't know what it is, you guys. I think it's just like a nervous tick. It's just like what I do. Yeah, can you go check on them for me? We're going to wrap it up here pretty quick. Yeah. All right, I'll take a couple more questions, and then I better get going because I have a really lots to do today. I don't have 8 of us packed for our trip. I have to get 3 boys' haircuts. There's a lot to do in a little bit of time, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and I appreciate...
to say bye.
Okay, just keep them right there. Come here.
Okay.
Just keep them right there. Careful with them. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, thank you for bearing with me with all the technical difficulties. I wish you guys could see behind the scenes. Actually, no, I don't. Eric and I always talk about, honey, no, honey, bring him back over there, okay? Bring him by my house. I'll be right there, baby girl. We always talk about that. Like, what if we ever just taped what goes behind scenes to try to get here and get everybody situated? It's like a chaos. There's so many of us in a house, and there's just so much. So I really appreciate you guys bearing with me. This isn't my normal layout. So I didn't know where a lot of things were, and I couldn't kind of figure all that out. So I really appreciate you guys bearing with me and hanging out with me today. And I hope you guys all have a very great, blessed weekend. And I hope wherever you are, it's full of sunshine. And yeah, I hope that everybody just has such such a great weekend, and we're gonna be bringing you guys with us to Pompano Beach. We're gonna go live from there so you guys can see the beach. Eric's gonna do a great beach review. Super excited about that. And then we'll do a little kind of fun MTV style little crib so you guys can kind of see some of the vacation rentals you can get in that area. And yes, so, and then we'll do a little bit of restaurant reviews and stuff like that on our Instagram on some of the restaurants that we are planning on going to. We don't know yet, but we are going to do a couple dinners out. So we'll do a little bit of our reviews on what we think. So if you're in the area, then you know what we think of it. And if you want to check it out, that would be cool. So, all right, Lucy, are you going to help me with the outro and say goodbye to everybody? Say, hope your day is full of sunshine. Say it.
Hope your day is full of sunshine.
And say, all right, we will see you
Next time.
We will see you next time.